Okay, today let us learn about group 13 and group 14 properties and as well as certain compounds which are coming under group 13 and group 14. Okay, so first of all, taking atomic radii. Now atomic radii, we know that group 13, as we move down the group, the elements are boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. As we move down the group, the atomic radii is increasing. Okay, but usually it is the one which we see, but here we can see there is a slight change. Gallium is having lesser atomic radii than aluminium. Slight change is there. Okay, this variation we see here due to the presence of d electrons in gallium. Okay, d orbital is there, and d orbital, it is having imperfect screening effect. Okay, the d orbital is having imperfect screening effect. Due to that, the effective nuclear charge in gallium increases, and that's why atomic or ionic radii decreases. Okay, now group 14 also we see that atomic ionic radii increases down the group, but after silicon the increase is very small. Okay, it is not much, it is very small increase seen. It is also due to the ineffective shielding of D and F orbital present in the group 14 elements after silicon. Okay, now second point is oxidation state. Group 13 elements, they can show oxidation state of +1 as well as +3. The elements which are at the top, that is boron, aluminium, they show +3 oxidation state more common, and it is more stable. But down the group we see that +1 state is more stable. Okay, +1 stability increases down the group. That is due to the inert pair effect. Down the group, inert pair effect becomes more prominent. What is inert pair effect? Reluctance of ns orbital to get unpaired and take part in the bond formation. So the inert pair effect will be increasing down the group. Therefore, +1 state is more stable. Okay, that's why thallium +1 compounds are more common or more stable than +3 compounds. Okay, that's how we can see. Or thallium +1 or thallium +1 compounds are more stable than +3 compounds, whereas the one which is at the top +3 state is more common. Now coming to the group 14 also, we see there are two types of oxidation state, +2 as well as +4. Now among these two, +2 is stability increases down the group. Okay, so coming down the group, +2 oxidation state will be increasing. Okay, so why it is increasing? Again, the reason is inert pair effect. Inert pair effect becomes more prominent down the group. Now the third point, boron trihalides, they can form, boron can form trihalides. Okay, so boron trihalides are Lewis acids. Why they are behaving Lewis acid? Because boron is having only 6 electrons around it. It is electron deficient. Okay, boron is electron deficient. Since boron is electron deficient, the compound becomes electron deficient or it becomes Lewis acid. Okay, but we see a slight change in the order of the Lewis acid strength. Boron tribromide is having maximum Lewis acid strength than boron trichloride, than boron trifluoride. The reason for that is p-pi back bonding. So let us see what is p-pi back bonding. Now suppose you take the structure of boron trifluoride. This is how 3 fluorine atom connected to the boron. But in boron there is one orbital which is unhybridized and vacant. Okay, this is unhybridized and vacant 2p orbital, and in fluorine we know that there is a filled 2p orbital in fluorine is there. So the electron in the p orbital will be undergoing bonding. It will share its electron with the orbital which is here. Okay, this type of bonding is called p-pi bonding. This is 2p which is unhybridized, this is 2p which is having electron filled orbital. So they will be undergoing a type of bonding, partial bonding, and it will be resulting in a partial double bond character. Okay, so this is what p-pi back bonding is. Now back bonding becomes more prominent if the size is small. Okay, so fluorine is having small size, so the 2p orbital can undergo p pi back bonding more effectively, and thus electron deficient character of the boron is cancelled. Okay, so since it is getting electrons, so the electron deficiency means cancelled, and therefore boron trifluorides have least Lewis acid strength. Whereas in tribromide, we see that bromine is having greater size and it is the electron present in 4p orbital. Because of the greater size, the p pi bonding becomes very less effective, and therefore it will not be having it will be having electron deficiency, and therefore it is the maximum Lewis acid. Okay, so the Lewis acid strength depends upon the p pi back bonding, and p pi back bonding depends upon the size of halogen atom. Lesser the size, greater the p pi bonding, and the least will be the Lewis acid strength. Okay, so remember this point. Now the halides of group 14, they can form dihalides as well as tetrahalides. Stability of tetrahalides decreases down the group, or stability of dihalides increases down the group. Okay, again that is due to the inert pair effect. Now certain features which can see in these halides, the carbon tetrachloride or carbon tetrahalides do not form complex compounds are not formed. The reason is absence of vacant d orbital, okay, to accommodate the electrons provided by the ligands. Whereas silicon tetrachloride can form complexes, that is due to the presence of vacant d orbital in silicon, which can accommodate the electrons provided by the ligands. Now another feature which we see is carbon tetrachloride does not undergo hydrolysis. No reaction happens. Whereas silicon tetrachloride can undergo hydrolysis, silicic acid, hydrogen chloride is formed. The reason again is carbon is having no vacant d orbital, absence of vacant d orbital. So the electrons provided by water cannot be accommodated and undergo the reaction. Whereas silicon tetrachloride, silicon has vacant d orbital, it can accommodate electrons of the water in it and undergo reaction to give silicic acid. Okay, so that's about the halides. Now boron, which is the element of group 13, shows anomalous behavior. The anomalous behavior is due to the small size, high ionization energy, high electronegativity, and absence of vacant d orbital. So these are the 4 points on which the anomalous behavior of boron depends. Now carbon of the group 14 also shows anomalous behavior. Again it is due to small size, high ionization energy, absence of vacant d orbital, and one more property, it shows catenation. Okay, catenation is an exceptional property shown by group carbon. Okay, so what is catenation? It is the self-linking property, isn't it? Now catenation property decreases down the group. Why it decreases? The catenation depends upon metal bond strength. Okay, the atom bond strength. If there is atom M and another atom M in the element, they form a bond, isn't it? Depending upon the MM bond strength, catenation will be greater. So higher the bond and the bond strength depends upon bond energy. Okay, so this is how the connection is. Catenation depends upon bond strength depends upon bond energy. Now how it will be related? Higher the bond energy, greater will be higher will be the bond strength, and higher will be the tendency of the element to show catenation. So important point. So remember, higher the bond energy, higher will be the bond strength, and higher will be the tendency of catenation. So carbon has high bond energy, therefore high bond strength is seen, and therefore it shows greater tendency of catenation. Okay. Now certain compounds of group 13, boric acid, you have to learn in the syllabus. Boric acid, how it is prepared? It is prepared from borax. Borax is Na2B4O7. This is borax. Okay. So from borax, boric acid is prepared, H3BO3. For that we have to add dilute sulfuric acid to the borax solution. So there will be water in it, and it will react and form sodium sulfate, and along with that it is forming H3BO3, which is boric acid. Okay. So Na2B4O7, H2SO4, 5H2O, giving Na2SO4, 4H3BO3. Okay. So that is one compound. Another compound of group 14, silicon carbide. Okay. Silicon carbide, how it is prepared? Silicon carbide is prepared from sand. Okay. Sand and coke is taken. Sand 54%. Coke 34%. It is heated in an electric furnace 2270 to 2570 Kelvin, and we use sawdust 10%, salt 2%. Why sawdust is used? To make the substance porous. Okay, and salt is used as a flux to remove the impurities present in the reactant. Okay, so sawdust and salt is also used. Then silicon carbide, SiC plus CO is carbon monoxide is given. Carbon monoxide is gas, it will leave off. Silicon carbide remains. Okay. Silicon carbide is very hard in nature. Like diamond, it is hardest substance. Diamond is made up of carbon. Silicon carbide is a compound which can be used for cutting, grinding, other substances, glass cutting, so on. It is used as abrasive. Okay. So that's the purpose. Boric acid is an antiseptic eye lotion. Okay. In eye lotions, boric acid is present. Okay. Now next, boric acid's effect on heat. Suppose you heat boric acid to a temperature of 370 degree, it will lose water of crystalline. Water will be lost. Okay. Partially water will be lost from it and forms metaboric acid, HbO2. If the temperature is increased further, it will lose further a molecule of water, forming B2O3, boric anhydride or boric oxide. So on heating, boric acid gives off water and forms metaboric acid, and finally boric anhydride. Okay. Now another compound of group 13 is alum. Alum, we know that it is used for water purification, for then cleaning of wounds. Okay, stops bleeding, so on. It is used. Now how it is prepared? We have to take alum stone, that is K2SO4, Al2SO4 whole thrice, 4AlOH3. It is treated with dilute sulfuric acid. Then decomposes to give substance which is then filtered, and the filtrate, this is the filtrate. Filtrate is treated with calculated amount of potassium sulfate, and it is heated, concentrated and cooled. On cooling, thus the crystals of alum K2SO4 dot Al2SO4 whole thrice dot 24H2, this is alum. Alum's potash alum separates out. The crystals of potash alum separates out. This is how alum is formed. Now another compound of group 14 is silicon. Silicon, it is a polymer. It is used in anti-foaming agent and so on. There are lubricants, so on. We can use it. How it is prepared? Dialkyl silane diol is taken. Dialkyl, 2R is there. Dialkyl silane diol, 2 OH is there. Okay. Such the dialkyl disilane is taken, silane diol is taken, and on condensation polymerization, water is lost from the adjacent molecule. H2O is lost, and there will be organosilicon compound form, which is called silicon, and there is SiO-Si linkage in it. Okay, it is organosilicon compound where there is SiO-Si repeated linkage present. So it is a polymer. Okay, this is how silicons are prepared.